Welcome to this week's Currently Trending with Harper's Bazaar Arabia, where we talk what's hot in the worlds of fashion, beauty and wellness. Hi, this is Louise from Harper's Bazaar Arabia with this week's Currently Trending, and I'm delighted to be joined by the lovely Maha Morley-Kirk, who is the CEO and founder of Pinky Goat, a lash extension brand with plenty of other products too, that was founded here in the UAE, in Dubai, in 2015, and is gradually expanding across the world. And Maha has a great story of entrepreneurialism and vision, and she's really here to inspire us all and to see just where having drive and ambition can take us. So thank you for joining us, Maha.
Thank you for having me. It's my pleasure today.
It's lovely to have you here. So tell me, how did you start out? You've actually got a really interesting story, I think, from growing up in Lebanon and when you got your first job. Tell us about that.
Well, I grew in Lebanon, and with my age, it was like the war in Lebanon, the civil war. So I wasn't fortunate enough as like all the girls here, you see them on their laptop and phone and this, we were like living day to day and we don't know what's happening in Lebanon because it was really not very safe at this time when I was around 7, 8, 9. So I grew up hearing a lot. I cannot remember exactly, but I know there was something not safe for me in Lebanon. So we were living normal life, but to live in this age, and I have a daughter my age at 7. So I remember when I was 7 in her age, we were very scared kids of what could happen. So when I was 9 and 10, I remember I had to quit going back to school because safety first, and second because my dad got ill at this time and we were only 3 girls. So one of us had to work to be able to help my mom. So I was the volunteer because I wasn't really that good in school, I have to be honest. So it wasn't a very difficult decision to say, I will work, I can work, I'm a businesswoman. And I still remember this word.
At 9?
Yes.
So you left school at 9?
I left the school at 9. My mom pursued me to go back to school at 11. I went back as a part-timer school for a couple of months. But then really I had a full-time job by really 12. I was working as helping secretary of filing papers, and when I start to work, I start to feel the money. I get, of course, salary, but it's very, very small salary, but I felt so independent. And I still remember one story that I still tell to my husband every couple of months about my first salary when I had it. It was like $100 a month. I went to Pizza Hut and I treated myself to a pizza. And I sat by myself and said, oh my God, I'm a grown-up girl. I can sit and eat a pizza by myself. And then it's gone from there. At 12, 13, I was still in the same job, doing very well. And then I found my love for fashion. I was so interested in fashion and clothes, and I started to work in the stores. But of course, I couldn't afford to manage to buy anything because my $100 has to go to the whole family. And then I saw an advert for a saleswoman. So I applied and they liked my interview, and then they found out I'm 14. They said, yeah, but we are not sure if we can hire you at this age with your experience. I said, so try me. So I worked and I did very, very well for 1 year until somebody has approached me and said, we are a company called Zara and we are coming to Lebanon as a first store in the Middle East and we would like to hire you. And I'm like, oh, great. What that mean? Is it same fashion? They said it's very high end compared to the Lebanese market, and it's a trial in Lebanon. So I joined Zara, and after 6 months, I promoted as a visual merchandising manager, and I was around 16. And then after that, I had to move to Kuwait because somebody discovered me again and asked me to go to Kuwait because they've been watching me with my sales skills, and apparently I had something doing very right. And they approached me, and I told my mom, I'm leaving Lebanon.
And,
that
and
was,
you were, what, 17?
Not yet 17, almost 17. So I had to work on a visit visa for a couple of years to manage to get a proper residency. So I worked there for almost 12 years and promoted from store manager to head of visual for a lot of retailers. Traveled the world, and I was studying English while I'm going because I didn't speak English when I went to Kuwait. So all my employees were English speakers. So I didn't understand what they're saying. I had to have somebody translating for me. because I spoke only Arabic at this stage. So, and I taught myself through books and through travel, and I was so fortunate with the experience I got. And I think for me personally, I will say entrepreneurs are born. They are not something happened by accident. Because since a very young age, I knew I will be my own boss. And even when I worked with companies, I worked as I owned the company. I never felt an employee. I worked the long hours. I took everything personal with everything I did and pride. And every store opening, it was like my first opening. Every new market, it was like a big thing for me. So
I wonder, where did this drive come from? Did it come from your parents? I mean, it's very unusual for a young teenage girl to be so committed and driven and non-frivolous, I suppose, if I think of what I was doing at that age.
I think for some reason I had a lot of high expectation from myself, and I don't understand why. I always expected a lot since young age, like expected to be the best, and I work hard to be the best. I didn't just wished for it. And it's always happened like I work hard for it and make sure it happen, and I always love to learn new thing. Till this day, if I don't buy every weekend a book, I feel something missing. I need to read books, I need to go to the internet, I need to Google, and I have to go to YouTube, because I love learning things, like new ideas, new thing, what others they doing, not necessarily with beauty. I'm very interested to know what's happening around the world.
So you don't miss a formal education because you're constantly educating yourself.
Yeah, I think that's really a key, and I can just talk about my personal experience. I wish everybody continue their education, if they are lucky enough to be able to do that, because a lot of people take it for granted and think it's you have to, everybody do. No, not everyone go to formal education and think, but the things I learned from the street and from travel and by sitting with big CEOs and owners and employees and everybody around you, you learn every day from somebody something. And I always love to sell. I have the skills to sell, and I love this about me, because I love when I used to go, even a lot of people told me, but you are like the big manager and things, but I love to sell product. I love to talk to client, because I feel I got inspired all the time of how they wear, how they talk. And because I've been in the Gulf for a long time, I lived in Saudi 3 years before I came to Dubai here, and lived in Kuwait a couple of months, in Oman and things. And I always got inspired by the Gulf women, from the way they look, the dress, the makeup, everything. I'm so interested with the Gulf woman. And that's why for me, I always called Dubai home, even before I left. I used to come since very, very long time, 25 years ago. And it was so different. And I always said, this country inspired me so much. And now it's so nice to finally call it home. So it's very, very interesting for me, like this next stage. I've been here based almost 2.5 years. So great. I'm so excited for the next journey.
And obviously you're building this wonderful brand, Pinky Goat, which is a beauty brand. To date, I believe you've sold over 250,000 eyelashes.
Yes, I can confirm this at this stage.
Which is an amazing achievement in 2 years. That's incredible. So tell us about how you made the shift from fashion, which is where you grew up and developed your career, into beauty, and when you became an entrepreneur, why you made that shift.
I think it happened to me when I moved from Kuwait to Poland, and I lived in Warsaw for a couple of years. This is the time where I had the first break of the fashion world. I've been always in the fashion since I was 13, 14. And when I left to Poland, I started to see different things, and I was so excited about like beauty and makeup. And I always wear makeup and eyelashes all the time, because fashion and makeup go together. And I start to get more interested. I start to learn about nails extension and things. And suddenly I start to see a couple of new beauty brands in Poland that I never seen in Lebanon. And this is where I started to feel like, okay, I see a business opportunity here. Maybe I can get this brand and open in Lebanon. And probably it's the right time to go back to Lebanon after all these years being away. So I took a franchisee for international brand, and I opened in Lebanon for a couple of years. It went really, really well. I built an amazing relationship with all the professionals in Lebanon. As you know, most of the makeup artists are based in Lebanon. And here where I felt I have this amazing same feeling I had for fashion, same for beauty. And I noticed the gap in the eyelash business. because during 2013 and 14, all the makeup artists asked me, let's go, help me to pick some lashes. And I'm like, why you don't buy from my brand? They are like, because there's no brand have all the lashes we want. That's why we go and pick from different brands. And I'm like, okay, so let's think about this. Maybe I should look at something to do with eyelashes for consumer, but also for the professionals. And this is how the idea started in 2014. I started to draw some ideas, and I flew to see some factories in Indonesia and in Asia. As you know, the places where you produce the best quality of lashes. And everything started to come together. And when I went to see my husband in Saudi Arabia, he was there at this time, I started to do brainstorming and about names. And here where the name idea came from, because I wanted something very quirky, but also a different name. I wanted something very catchy. I love catchy names. And then my daughter came and she was crying. She lost her pink goat. And this is how the Pinky Goat name came from. So I wrote it down on my wall, and after a couple of days, we never found it for her. And then I told her, I have this new brand. Do you think you will be happy if I call it Pinky Goat? So that you'll always remember it. And she said, of course, yes. And then that's how the name came.
Oh, that's very sweet.
And I love pink color. So pinky, and it was the goat year in 2015, the Chinese goat year. So everything made sense for me. And then we started to work on the logo. And this is how we started. We started with 8 different styles. And I remember we were only online for 48 hours and we've sold around 12 pieces. And I'm like, we've sold 12 pieces. Nobody knew we have even this website. It didn't go live yet almost. We didn't announce it or anything. That means there is some big potential. Yeah. And within 3 months, we had over 45 different styles. And already the name is out and big makeup artists using the lashes.
And now you have over 100 styles?
Over 100 different styles.
I mean, I don't really understand how there can be 100 different styles of eyelashes. Talk us through how that...
Yeah, because, you have many different clientele. You have makeup artists prefer different type of lashes. You have Arabic women prefer the mink lashes. You have European, they prefer more the silk and synthetic. So that's why you have different, in our website, you'll find the glam collection, natural, the mink, the packs, where makeup artists buy the pack of 5. So you have all different. And what we are very known about, to always introduce a new product. So every couple of months, we have a new collection. And I think another big thing was the way we launched with influencers. The first influencer pack was in beginning of 2016. We launched with Maya Ahmed. We launched a pack and sold out within 5 days. And it was a big success. And the second one was with the Real Fos, and also was a big success. And the last launch was with the ladies, we call them the sisters, which is they are the sisters, Sonia and Faiza. So we've been very well known about doing special product, work with the influencers from the Gulf and the Middle East. So you need to come with the fresh ideas and new ideas. The eyelashes same like any other product. If it's a fashion, you don't wear the same clothes in the same season. And same for makeup. You always see a new product, and same for eyelashes. Because a couple of years ago, people liked more straight lashes. Now they look for more fluttery lashes. And suddenly they look all for more clear band, which is we introduced 6 months ago. So everything have a new fashion and new trend. And if you want a new trend when it comes to eyelashes, we will always be the first.
Now tell me how you name your lashes. You have an interesting way of giving the styles names.
Absolutely. So when we started, we were very keen to keep the Middle East in mind, because we are, in the end of the day, we are UAE brand, and we are very, very proud of that. So we made sure all the names have Arabic names. So the 100 lashes is all mostly Arabic name, from Noura to Maha, of course. And you have all Arabic names. So when we started, we gave Arabic names. But what happened after, we start to get inspired by our clients. So every time we need a new name, we go to our website and see all the names of our clients, which is, or 90% are Arabic names. And we start to make competition online. We say, we're launching 3 lashes. Please give us your best names you think we need to name our lashes. And everybody voted. And we use this name that they are come from our consumers, really.
And I think what's great about Pinky Goat is it is this very Middle Eastern brand. It's really got its heart and soul here in Dubai and in the Gulf. And yet what people maybe don't know is that you're sold currently in 300 Superdrug stores in the UK.
Yeah.
Superdrug being one of the biggest pharmacy chains across Great Britain. And I believe you're going into New Look soon,
Yeah.
another super popular young fast fashion chain that's all across England. So how did you make that happen? How did you take this very Middle Eastern brand and bring it into the UK, and not just into London, but across the whole geography of the UK?
You know, Louise, this probably is the most challenging thing for you as a brand from the Middle East, because the first approach, they're going to ask, first of all, like, but from Dubai, from UAE, not because they don't know the Dubai, but they are not used to. They are not used to get product. We always get product from them. So it was part of our plan and expansion from 2016 is to go to abroad, to be international. Yes, we are a UAE brand, but we always had the plan. And even if you look at our 3 years plan since 2016, it has which market we are going into. So it was not a sudden plan. It takes a lot of hard work to come and talk, because we are a small brand. In the end of the day, we are not coming part of a big group of international group that it's easy, a phone call, they know you who you are. So you need to introduce yourself. And I think what helped us the most is our brand DNA. It seems like when people check us out on our social media, the website, they always get the feel and I think the packaging, the voice of the brand, it's always been the highlight from all our international retailers. Like they said, we love your social media. We love how you talk and the stories. We love how you connect to your customers. I think this is a very good step. And also your approach, because some of the retailers will listen or reply to you, and some they don't even reply, because can you imagine how many emails they get today from around the world, because everybody trying to introduce. But if you have a plan, if you have a good product, if you know where you're going, and because at the end of the day, big retailers, they don't want to only sell what you have now. They want to understand your vision. What's your vision? What's your plan? Where do you see yourself? What's the difference between your product and other product? If you be able to demonstrate this, it was very easy to get into after you demonstrate all of this. And of course, it takes you up to 6 months sometimes, and sometimes a year. We have some retailers, we've been in talk with them a year. Yeah. And you need to understand as well, when you go to a different market, what the client want and how you're going to approach this client from PR view as well. Because people know you in the Middle East, but suddenly you are in the UK, Arabic name and Arabic writing. So who gonna wear? So we had a very nice plan when we went to the UK. We had press people helping us there. All the big influencers were our lashes. And the best one, like when Superdrug emailed us and sell all your products selling out, and sent us picture with empty hooks on the stand, and it was amazing. I will say like one of the best highlight last year.
Yeah. So how did you get that first meeting with Superdrug? There was a bit of hustle involved.
Yeah. As I said, it takes a couple of emails until they say, yes, we can talk now. I think the minute they tell you can talk, you don't need to question. If they said, we're meeting you tomorrow, you pick up yourself, still remember, let's go. We don't have a ticket, no problem. Call your husband. Let's meet at the airport, fly there, change your clothes there before you go inside the meeting, and go straight to the meeting.
So you just flew overnight to take a meeting the next day?
Yeah, absolutely. And I remember exactly the same thing happened in 2010, when I thought the brand I'm taking is a Polish brand. Their head office, I can see it from my balcony. They said, sorry, you are international. You have to call, if you have a meeting, you need to meet us in New York. So we have to fly to New York, and my daughter was 6 months old. We flew to New York, but their main head office was just across my house. But it is what it is sometimes. And you really, things take time, and you need to be patient, and you need to take it. If it's easy, everybody do it, yeah? It's a difficult and it's challenging. And if some people think, I have a nice life now, it's my own brand. No, you need to sacrifice. You need to forget sometimes about weekends, because you'll be working. Yeah. You're online working, you're customer shopping. So you need to be ready to take big step like this.
And when you went into the UK, it's a different aesthetic
Yeah.
to the Middle Eastern aesthetic. And I'm sure that the eyelashes that were available in the market were quite different to those that you were proposing. How did you adjust the brand to that market? Or
I think, first of all, it was, okay, let's study the market. There is a big 4 or 5 big eyelash brand. What do they have? Yes, we checked. 90% we noticed they are all natural, which is like European and what the UK people. But from our study, we felt, but even if it's natural, it doesn't mean that's the only one that the UK people will wear. Because we studied all the social media and we noticed a lot of influencers wearing big eyelashes, but where the people are buying these big eyelashes. So we took the risk and we launched the 8 different styles of all big eyelashes. And one of them actually natural. And believe it or not, the natural one didn't sell as much as the other one. And this is what we noticed, like a lot of big brands have reacted to this and they launched after a couple of months a big, very glamorous one.
so it's really about having confidence in your vision and the DNA of your brand. And you kept the Arabic names, you kept the Arabic translation.
Absolutely. Everything the same, different packaging so it can be in the hook, but it's still same print and same branding, because that's what they were excited about, to have a different feel and a different type of DNA of a new brand. And they didn't want it because they didn't want it to change anything. They said, we love the brand how it is.
Yeah. Now, tell me about your most recent employee, because I understand you've recently hired your husband.
If you said, I hope he's not listening. Yeah. Well, my husband comes from a very big fashion and beauty retail experience, work from in Poland or even in the UK with one of the biggest chains over there, and in Kuwait, Saudi Arabia. And he was very well known of being the not only as an operation, but also opening a bridge between the Middle East and the European and USA market. So it was really a natural challenge and natural adoption for me to have my husband with his experience, because for me, I always know how to divide between a relation, if it's a family or husband, and business. Like even from day one, we always have a business meeting in the house. We have office that we go and we totally have an office and business meeting every week. So I'm totally used to this type of relation. And it was really natural, not because, oh, I needed help, because we could have hired an employees from outside, but I couldn't find somebody else I can trust with our plan for the expansion to the other markets. And he's been with us now a couple of months. I hope he's enjoying.
So who's the boss?
Well, if you ask me...
He's not listening, Maha. You
Okay.
can tell us. You're the boss,
If you ask
right?
me, I will say, naturally, and I admit that sometimes I can be a little bit bossy.
That's
No,
good.
with everyone, and I think a lot of people understand that. And sometimes people, if they don't know me personally, they can get off of it. But all my life I have this bossy, I know exactly what I want. So I'm not the type of person who I go a meeting, not always I ask for opinions and things, but I always know what I want the end of the meeting, where it need to be end. And I think, thanks God, he's used to this because we've been together 10 years. So it wasn't a very big shock for him in the office, like how we handle meetings and things. But for me, I try to divide the job roles in the office. So for me, I try now to go away from the expansion bit. And I think Richard, he's the right person to take this with his team for the expansion to other market, because we're entering very, very big markets soon, like Europe, all Europe, and hopefully USA, and a lot of other Arab market that we are not into it, to expand more stores. So I think we divided the job roles, which is make total sense, because when you start in the beginning, you will be pulled for a lot of different, and as you are in the business, you will be pulled to do logistic, and you do the travel, and you do staff training, and do production, and you're visiting the factory. So it's nice to feel I can take off my shoulder some of this bit, and then he take care of the expansion. So I hope he's still enjoying. But I think, to be honest, if you find a way, you and your family find a way to work together and have the job roles divided, you can go so much in your business. And I think the feel is amazing that somebody you can trust to say, this is the places you agree. Yes. Okay. How you can do it. Then this is the way, it's totally different feeling when you do it with part of your family, and especially somebody I trust totally to take part of this particular job.
Sure. And you have lashes and I believe brow products.
Yes.
Do you have plans to expand into other areas?
I think we're trying to really be focusing on everything to do around the eye.
Okay.
And that's the reason we launched eyebrow product, because with the social media and things, it was very easy temptation to say, oh, let's go now to lipstick. Everybody doing lipstick. Let's do highlight. But we're really trying to be specialized what we are good at. All to do with the eyes, everything to do with the eyes. So probably if we are expanding more, which will be something in our plan for next year, it will be also around the eyes at this stage.
Okay, so what is the secret to a great eyelash and a great eyebrow?
If you ask me for the eyelash, there is a lot of aspects. First, the material, of course, because you can use any type of material, if it's silk or mink, but still get the best quality of the silk and the mink. And also, of course, a lot of people think it's an eyelash. I will go to a factory and buy. We never just go and buy the bulk. Probably we like some of the style, but always it has adjustment from us. The way it sits on the eye, the way it's curled, and it's the way to have the band, which is all the secret of it. Because a lot of brands, you see the exact same lash, but when you wear it, you will feel the difference.
Right. So you shouldn't be able to feel that you're wearing them.
Exactly. It has to be super light. And also the best quality is the one you can wear it 10, 15, 20 times if you take care of it. And most of our lashes, even the cheapest one, you can wear it up to 10 to 15 times because of the way it's made.
Yeah. Do you wear lashes every day?
I wear every day. I wear natural during the day and always for dinner. I love glamorous lashes. Even if I have a small eye, I try to cut it and wear very glamorous one.
And which is your best-selling style?
We have 5 bestseller lashes that has been since day one, and we will never, even we introduce a new collection, we'll keep all these lashes like Dunya, Noura, Sabrina. It's all some mix human hair and silk mixed together. Arwa is very bestseller, and Nagam now is the latest one, Nagam from the Mink collection. All our lashes are handmade, and each lash would take around 20 minutes to make.
And I think you give a lot of feedback, don't you, to your customers on social media? And if they ask you for advice, someone's there to help them, maybe to answer in Arabic if required.
Absolutely. We have in our website even a live chat. People can talk to us direct. They talk straight to the makeup artist or to one of our team. They speak English, Arabic, or other languages, and they always help. If they say we would like to send an eye picture, they talk to me direct. I talk to clients on a daily basis. They send me their picture. I advise what eyelash they can wear on a daily basis.
So someone can just kind of send you a photo of their eyes and then you can tell them which style is going to suit them best.
Absolutely.
So what style should I have, Maha?
You have beautiful eye shape. It's a round almond, so you can actually suit most of the lashes, because when you have the almond style eyes, you can wear most of them. But because I can tell what type of style your makeup, you are more natural person, I'll definitely give you Dania lashes.
Dania. Okay, amazing.
Yeah, it's one of the bestseller with the makeup artists in Lebanon. They all love it, and a lot of celebrity wear it.
Great. So where can everyone across the region get Pinky Goat?
Across the region, you can find us in every lifestyle store across all the region, over 100 stores, in all Wujuh stores, in Robinsons, in BHV in City Walk in UAE, in Triano in Abu Dhabi. Online, they can find us on cv.com, namshi.com, and of course pinkygoat.com. And a lot of salons and retailer as well, they sell through online. So really, you can find us over 100 locations in UAE only.
That's wonderful. And just finally, what are your ambitions for the future? Where will we find you in 5 years' time?
In 5 years' time, I think one of this year was plan is to be on airline, and I was so happy to be on the airline last month. We are in Fly Dubai, and we are on Saudi Airlines.
Oh, so we can buy your products while we're flying?
We are the first eyelash brand ever on airline. So you will find us on every Saudi airline and also the private jet in Saudi. You find us on Fly Dubai, Oman Air, and hopefully soon in a lot of other airlines. And we will be in a lot of duty free this year as well. In 5 years' time, I would love to be in every country around the world, because why not? And continue to grow and be the leader of the eyelash business. Because there is a lot of other brands, and I got inspired, of course, and we watch every brand, because you always need to see what other companies doing. But what we achieved in 3 years is unbelievable. We are planning to be in around 1,000 stores by end of this year. So we'll be in 700 in the next 2 months. So we're still on target for this year. Because I think a lot of people deserve a nice, lovely lashes.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. It's been incredible to hear about your success.
Thank you.
And how you started, at the age of 11. And now to have nearly 1,000 stores is really a wonderful achievement, particularly for a Dubai-born brand. That's great. So thank you for sharing your story with us today, Maha, and check out Pinky Goat Lashes. Thank you for listening to Currently Trending with Harper's Bazaar Arabia. For more, visit www.harpersbazaararabia.com or see @Harper's Bazaar Arabia.